Can we please begin housekeeping?
Thank you for participating in today's meeting. If attending in person, please do not connect to Zoom or teleconference while in the room, and please silence all devices. If translation is provided, click on the globe at the bottom of your screen to select either English or Spanish. Public comment will be taken after each item. If you're in the auditorium and wish to comment, please use the iPads located in the lobby or complete a blue speaker card as available. If you need assistance, please find a South Coast AQMD employee. Speakers may be limited to a total of 3 minutes or less for all agenda items. Times may be shortened to ensure all speakers can be heard. A countdown timer will be displayed on the screen for each public comment. More time will be allotted for Spanish translation that is not simultaneous. For questions or issues on making a public comment, please call the public advisor at 909-396-2432. That's 909-396-2432. Please adhere to the speaker time limit and treat others with courtesy, civility, and respect. Failure to do so can result in your mic being muted or you being removed from the meeting. Be aware that this meeting is being recorded. By participating, you authorize recording of audio and visual content presented during the live event and consent to subsequent use of the recording in the public domain by South Coast AQMD.
Well, Happy New Year, and it's good to see everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order for our Technology Committee today, January 23rd, and would like to take a roll call, please.
Supervisor Hagman. Mayor Dawson.
Here.
Councilmember McCowan.
Here.
Board Member Padilla-Campos.
Here.
Supervisor Wayne is absent, and Chair Rodriguez.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. It's good to see you, colleagues. Thanks in advance for your service, and looking forward to a great productive year. It's great to see our staff as well, and we'll jump right into our action items here. Item 1, reallocate funds, amend and execute agreements and contracts to support ocean-going vessel retrofit projects. We have a staff report.
Mr. Chair and members of the committee, my name is Mariam Hajbabai. I'm a program supervisor with Technology Demonstration Team. The item that I will be presenting today is reallocate funds, amend and execute agreements and contracts to support ocean-going vessel retrofit projects. A brief background on this item. The board previously authorized South Coast AQMD to execute a contract with Mediterranean Shipping Company MSC in September 2021 to develop 2 vessel retrofit conversion projects. However, due to some scheduling, the second candidate vessel MSC was scheduled to retrofit was not available. As such, $3.9 million, including the US EPA funds and ports funds, was released. Therefore, it was critical to reallocate these funds to retrofit another vessel that will result in the expected emission reductions. The current proposal is for Chevron Shipping Company, who operates the tier 2 tanker vessels, to retrofit a vessel that frequently calls San Pedro Bay ports. This retrofit includes SCR, DPF, and waste heat recovery units technologies, which are expected to reduce NOx and PM emissions 97 and 3.4 tons annually. The recommended actions for this item is, upon EPA approval, reallocate the $3.9 million EPA and ports fund to Chevron Shipping Company for the retrofit project. Amend the existing MOU with San Pedro Bay ports. Amend and extend the contract with MSC and execute a contract with Chevron Shipping Company for up to $3.9 million. That concludes my presentation, and I will be happy to take any questions.
Thank you for your report, and I'll take any questions, colleagues. Okay.
That's just a significant reduction in NOx and PM.
Very substantial. I'm glad we were able to facilitate a second vessel there. Board Member Padilla-Campos.
Thank you. I agree it is significant, but I was wondering if it was going to move its tier or not. Does it still
For
stay
the-
at tier 2?
For the
the-
physical tier,
Mm.
no, it's gonna be a retrofit project, which gonna make the engine cleaner. It's not gonna change the tier of the vessel, but it will reduce the PM and NOx emissions with the retrofit technologies of SCR and DPF.
Thank you.
I'll move it.
Second.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second, but let's take public comment. Do we have any request cards? Anyone here for public comment?
No hands are raised.
Anyone
Chair.
online?
No.
Okay, seeing none, we'll close public comment. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, seeing none, we'll go ahead and call for the vote, please.
Supervisor Hagman, Mayor Lock Dawson,
Aye.
Councilmember McCollum,
Aye.
Board Member Padilla-Campos,
Yes.
Supervisor Nguyen is absent, and Chair Rodriguez.
Yes.
Motion passes 5 ayes.
As we move on, I understand that the reduction in NOx of 97 tons per year and the particulate matter reduction of 3.4 tons a year is equivalent to about 10,000 cars taken off the road a year. So 10,000 cars per year. So for those watching at home, that's a lot of cars. So we'll look forward to some positive progress there. Moving on to item 2. Execute contracts to evaluate secondary particulate matter emissions from tire off-gassing and on-road brake and tire wear emissions from light, medium, and heavy-duty vehicles. And we have a staff report.
All right.
Please proceed.
Hi, sorry, Sam. This is Sherry from the General Counsel's office. Mayor Lock Dawson does have a disclosure for item number 2, and I'm happy to read it for her.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, please do, because I have it here, but I can't find it right this second. So please do. Thank you.
Sure. Of course. For agenda item number 2, I do not have a financial interest, but I'm required to identify for the record that I'm a board member for the California Air Resources Board, which is involved in this item. Thank you. Sorry, Sam.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sherry. Thank you, Chair. I'm Sam Chow. I'm a program supervisor in the demonstration group as well. I'll be bringing into the second item to execute contracts to perform 2 studies to evaluate the secondary particulate matter formation potential from tire off-gassing, and also to measure brake and tire wear emissions rates in use on the real road for on-road vehicles. All right, I'm on the next slide. Thank you. By way of background, brake and tire wear PM research is very recent. They largely resulted because on-road vehicle tailpipe PM has significantly reduced. As you see from the chart over there, the gray is exhaust PM, yellow is the tire wear PM, and blue is the brake wear PM. In fact, that's a source from CARB's inventory. In fact, by 2050, the brake and tire wear combined will make up to 80% of the PM 2.5 inventory in year 2050. Additionally, you guys know a tire by itself also emits gaseous emissions. That's the smell when you approach a tire shop, but not from all new tires. It also emits gaseous emissions throughout its useful life. So researchers believe with the population of cars and tires in our basin, they believe this off-gassing effect can contribute significantly when the formation of a secondary PM in our air basin. Next slide. So the researchers at UCR have proposed 2 studies. The first of such studies is to study the secondary PM forming potential from tire off-gassing. To do so, UCR researcher proposed to create this chamber that houses a tire inside. It will be hermetically sealed. You're able to, with the heater and chiller you saw over there, to control its temperature dependency. Its gases will be pumped to an oxidation chamber to mimic what's going to happen in the atmosphere to measure its secondary PM dependency with various instruments. The goal is to create a matrix, or rather an inventory of different tire formation, secondary PM formation potentials for up to 38 different tires in this program. And the idea is to capture various tire OEMs and its temperature dependency. The goal is to really do a comprehensive estimation of secondary PM foaming potential from the off-gassing of the tires. All right, the next slide. The next slide is to measure brake and tire wear emission in use. In the past, as you see in the inventory back there, the brake wear emissions and the tire wear emissions from few studies and also collected inside the lab. What I mean by in the lab is actually literally like a grinder grinding on the brake disc and collect its emission rates. So to do it in use, CARB have funded UC Riverside for an initial study for the last 2 years to develop a robust testing protocol, most defensible, like you see on the tire on the sampling system there on the light duty pickup truck. They have spent the last 2 years developing this robust protocol, and they have performed study on one light duty pickup truck. For our South Coast scope as well as CRC, we're going to together expand the study to include additional light duty vehicles, medium duty vehicles, Class 6 and Class 8 heavy duty trucks. The goal of this to also test different tire types, different road surfaces, asphalt, concrete, and also different routes that's most representative to the operation in the South Coast Air Basin. The results from this study will be fed directly to CARB to update the inventory, the one you saw on the chart and the first slides over there. Next slide. The cost of doing the off-gassing study is estimated to be $300,000 with $200,000 requested from South Coast AQMD, and the total cost for doing the in-use brake and tire wear assessment is $1.9 million, with South Coast cost share of $600,000. The recommended actions to execute these two contracts with UCRC, sir, to perform these studies. Well, thank you. I'll take any questions.
Thank you for your report. I'll take any questions, colleagues. Mayor McCallum.
Thank you very much. I was surprised on our visit to NFI recently that they described tire wear that was very significant. I think they were saying it's 50% more tire wear on their electric vehicle trucks, Class 8 trucks, than they'd previously experienced. And I know Mate 6 we're supposed to be getting more information on PM 2.5. I assume this study will provide information for that Mate 6.
Yeah, that is correct. So this study, kind of going from the ground up, is going to help us estimate that inventory for tire and brake wear in the Mate 6 study. There's a lot of work that hasn't been done for brake and tire wear, and this just kind of continues to give us better knowledge of how to make that estimate when the study concludes.
Thank you for that question. Board Member Padilla-Campos.
Thank you. I'm in favor of the study, but I'm wondering, do you know where sort of the line item expenses, like are students getting stipends or some sort of incentive in participating? Like where are the expenses mostly going towards?
Go first.
As a nonprofit ED, I wonder a lot about these budgets.
So as a former graduate student, the students are supported through these types of studies. This helps pay for their tuition and also for their stipend that they get for these studies going through these programs. But a large expense of this also is just the experimental side of things. It is expensive to have these instruments run the analysis and things like that.
Buying the tires themselves and the brake pads and
the tires actually would be the least costly expense here, probably.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm happy to hear that it goes to the students. I was most curious about that. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Do we have any other questions or comments? I think I heard a motion.
Second.
And a second. We'll have to pause for a moment to any public comment, either here or online. Seeing none, we'll close public comment. Any further discussion? Glad to see that there's opportunity to fill some gaps in data and see where this could go as far as providing potentially better tires for the environment. We'll see where that goes. Thank you, and we'll call for the vote.
Supervisor Hagman. Mayor Lock Dawson.
Aye.
Councilmember McCallum.
Yes.
Board Member Padilla-Campos.
Yes.
Supervisor Wynn is absent. Chair Rodriguez.
Yes.
Motion passes 5 ayes.
Okay, thank you. Item 3, next up is issue program announcement for the AB 617 Clean Community School Initiative and transfer funds for the development of the AB 617 Grant Management System. And we have a presentation. Welcome.
Hey, good afternoon, Mayor Rodriguez, members of the committee. My name is Walter Shen, and I'm the director of the Community Engagement and AIR programs. And today I'll be presenting on item number 3, which is, as you've indicated, to issue a program announcement for the AB 617 Clean Community School Initiative and funds for the development of the AB 617 Grant Management System. By way of background, the AB 617 program was signed into state law in July 2017 and focuses on the improvement of air quality and to reduce the exposure to criteria air pollutants and toxic air contaminants in disadvantaged communities. AB 617 addresses these air pollution impacts through community-driven actions, including the development and implementation of community emission reduction and air monitoring plans, specifically within each of South Coast 6 AB 617 designated communities under the guidance of their respective community steering committee members. These members are comprised of residents, community-based organizations, schools, public agencies, and other relevant community stakeholders. So since 2018, CARB has designated 6 of these communities within our region, and they include the communities indicated on the slide, which is including East LA, Boyle Heights and West Commerce, San Bernardino, Muscoy, Wilmington, Carson, West Long Beach, Eastern Coachella Valley, Southeast LA, and South LA. So as part of the effort to provide additional emission reduction benefits to our AB 617 communities, as well as these disadvantaged communities within our South Coast region, we developed the AB 617 Clean Community School Initiative, which I will expand on the next slide. Also, since 2021, staff has successfully developed a centralized web-based grant management system, or GMS, to manage all the incentive programs, including the Carl Moyer program, Prop 1B, lower emission school bus program, not just to name a few, and to align with the existing process and features of those programs, we've developed the new AB 617 GMS to sync and streamline with these existing all-in-one inclusive database. Next slide, please. So the AB 617 Clean Community School Initiative is designed to focus solely on school-related community projects located in AB 617 communities and schools located in disadvantaged communities. And in our effort to focus on the AB 617 plan, or what is referred to as Blueprint 2.0, priority will be extended to consistently nominated communities. And these are communities that are identified as being heavily impacted by air quality burdens that's either been self-nominated or recommended by a community-based organization or an air district since 2018. These are not part of these 6 AB 617 designated communities located within our region. Specifically, this program announcement will focus on on providing financial incentives to privately owned school bus fleets to replace in-use heavy-duty school buses with zero-emission school buses and the installation of charging infrastructure. There are $30 million in funds available from the AB 617 Community Air Protection Incentives Fund. So what's different about this proposed program announcement is that South Coast AQMD will provide incentives solely to privately owned fleets serving public schools, where in the past, through the implementation of the lower emission school bus program, the focus was to provide incentives for public schools and joint power authorities. So we anticipate a high demand from these privately owned fleets that are contracted with public schools. Excuse me. Next slide, please. This program announcement is a scrap and replace program, and to be eligible for funding, the old school bus must be privately owned and powered by diesel, propane, or natural gas, and the school bus must be contracted and servicing a public school located in the AB 617 community, a consistently nominated community, or disadvantaged community. And the old school bus must be over 8,501 pounds in its gross vehicular weight rating. All the proposals will be evaluated using the Carl Moyer and the Community Air Protection Program guidelines. And the proposals will be ranked in accordance to project cost effectiveness, as well as its public school location with respect to an AB 617 designated community and/or consistently nominated community or a disadvantaged community. The deadline to submit proposals will be Tuesday, April 7th. Next slide, please. So in terms of funding amounts, based upon the eligibility, the maximum funding that will be provided for a replacement will be 95% for zero emission school bus replacements and up to 60% for the installation or the construction of charging infrastructure. Again, the total available funds under this program announcement is $30 million. Next slide, please. So the recommended actions are to issue and, if necessary, reissue this program announcement to replace privately owned school buses with combustion engines and new zero-emission school buses and charging infrastructure, and to also transfer and appropriate $67,000 for the development of the AB 617 GMS with funds from the Community Air Protection Program Fund 77. And with that, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you for that presentation. Any questions? Mayor McCallum?
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to see this item come forward because in the Inland Empire, the school buses are primarily privately owned and contracted to the school districts. And I've been sort of unhappy that our previous announcements only went to those schools that own the buses. I think this is a good program. I'm concerned how is the program announcement going to be shared with the potential applicants?
Absolutely. Thanks for the question, Mayor McCallum. So in terms of the outreach and our plan to do that, so we have a list of privately owned fleets within within our database that we will be reaching out to. We also will be coordinating and partnering with school bus dealerships who work hand in hand with these privately owned fleets to expand this program announcement. We'll be also touching base with the school districts. We've also been able to partner and expand our messaging with our community partners as well in CSC meetings, as well as other community meetings. There's also a social media component, as well as we're updating our webpage as well, and to be able to expand the announcement from that webpage through all those channels that I just mentioned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
I have my hand raised, Chair.
Yes, Mayor Lock-Dawson.
Hi, yes, thank you. Thanks for the presentation. I too, like Member McCallum, am very happy to see this come forward because of the restrictions on public school buses before. But I'm curious, I know Riverside is not an AB 617 community. Does it qualify under the other two designations in any way, shape, or form?
Absolutely, absolutely. So there are communities and cities that are within Riverside County that are considered consistently nominated communities, as I've explained in one of the slides. And again, these are defined as communities that were self-nominated or nominated by our district or a community-based organization. CARB has a list of these communities, but to answer your question directly, there are a multiple number of cities and communities within Riverside County that will be eligible under consistently nominated communities. But in addition to that, we are also looking for the address of these public schools in Riverside County and seeing if these public schools are located in a disadvantaged community, because if they are, they will also be eligible for this program.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much. And I'll move approval when appropriate.
Second.
Thank you, colleagues. We have a motion and a second. We'll hold off on discussion. Do we have any public comment here or online?
No hands are raised.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and close public comment. And any further discussion or comments? Okay. Yeah, glad to see that this scope of the program will extend to privately owned school buses. Just a quick question. Are there any current supply chain issues or general delays in being able to bring these buses online once the funds are awarded? About how long would it take to bring the buses into the school district for operation? Is it less than a year, or what's the current timing, we think?
Absolutely. I think with regards to some of the components are made in the Ukraine. And from my experience in implementing the lower emission school bus program, a couple of years ago, there were supply chain issues because of the conflicts. There are certain components in zero emission school buses that have parts from the Ukraine, and I believe some of those delays have been worked out in the past year. But in my estimation, I think for deployment, I'm thinking roughly 9 months to a year for buses to be available after contracts are executed.
Okay, thank you. Seeing no other questions or
Yeah,
comments.
if I
Oh,
might
Mayor
add,
McCallum, please.
This brings up a point. Infrastructure is going to be the issue. I'm sure most of these private companies don't have the infrastructure for already in place. So I don't know how that's going to work in terms of the funding, et cetera.
Right. Part of this program announcement provides up to 60% of the installation for this charging infrastructure. So these privately owned fleets, they will be able to take advantage of that funding amount and to be able to construct these infrastructure support systems within the footprint of their facility to charge these zero emission school buses. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll go ahead and call for the vote.
Supervisor Hagman, Mayor Dawson,
Aye.
Councilmember McCallum,
Yes,
Board Member Padilla-Campos,
Yes.
Supervisor Nguyen is absent, and Chair Rodriguez.
Yes.
Motion passes 5 ayes.
Okay, thank you. One of the continued emphasis of mine has been to try to bring the latest and greatest updates on emerging technologies or have some informative presentations. So today I'm pleased that we have under item 4, an informational item, the presentation covering the progress and outlook of Republic Services commercial electric vehicle fleet deployment in the South Coast Air Quality Management District area. And we have today presenting Jeff Brandon, Senior Manager Operations Technology with Republic Services. Welcome.
Thank you. And thank you to the board and for the invitation to speak today. So as you mentioned, I'd like to update the team on our progress for our fleet electrification today, both in the US and in your area, your district. So if you could. First, a little bit about Republic Services. We have a large footprint in the US with over 42,000 employees across 1,000 locations. We service on average 5 million pickups per day. We pick up 6.3 million tons of recycled materials. We manage 207 active modern landfills, and we're working on 81 active landfill gas and renewable energy projects. We're also operating 79 recycling centers in the US with 4 polymer centers coming on board shortly. I'm here today to speak more on the EV trucks and as a subset of our 18,000 truck fleet. So that's a little bit about our size, and wanted to highlight too our commitment to sustainability and on the bigger picture. Today I'm here to speak on the electric trucks, but we're very focused and committed to the sustainability. Okay, yeah. Skip the next slide. Okay, perfect. Okay, so thanks. So across the US, we're operating over 180 electric trucks, primarily Class 8. We have Class 8 refuse trucks with our Volterra up on the left. That's our most recent fully integrated electric collection truck. We have the Peterbilt Class 8 as well as the Mack. So we have a fleet. The largest part of our refuse or electric fleet is the collection side. We also operate Class 6 Peterbilt roll-off trucks. We should be getting that shortly. That's up in the far right, as well as light-duty pickup trucks. We have Ford Lightnings. We have now coming on board some Silverados. We have yard trucks in Indiana. You can see the blue yard truck next to the Lightning. So we have it's bigger than just the collection, but I wanted to highlight that we're not only operating in Southern California, we're operating across the US, across 8 states. So. And then within the district, we're operating EVs across 5 sites from Gardena, Long Beach, Huntington Beach, Anaheim, and Santa Ana. Primarily the Volterra refuse truck up in the upper left. That's the fully integrated solution that we're running now. We're operating the Peterbilt 520 EV as well as the 220 Class 6, operating as a container delivery, as well as the Ford Lightning. We've been operating the EVs in the area for just about 4 years and learning how to operate EVs and across the different environments, mission profiles, cities. So we're getting quite good at operating in the area. We can service just about all routes in California now with the EVs. So that's mainly due to the favorable environment, moderate temperatures, moderate grades, especially in the area here, and congested operations, so lower speeds. So we're committed to this. We have EV infrastructure in the ground. We're operating today, and with plans to grow in the future. We are prioritizing customers that are demanding the EVs. So we're looking for those opportunities where the local municipalities and contracts are demanding the EV and electrification. So with that, I'd like to open it up for questions, I guess.
Thank you. I had an opportunity to visit your Anaheim facility, and I understand that your EV fleet is arguably one of the largest if not the state, in the nation. Is that right?
Yeah, from a collection standpoint, I believe we're the largest in the nation, and definitely largest in the state. So,
what are some of the reasons that you're getting the requests from the different cities, and what are they seeing as what's driving that request and preference?
So I think a lot of the cities are more environmentally focused. And there's a demand to become more sustainable. We choose electric or EV for our fleets to eliminate the emissions like at the point of the customer. So we're that zero emissions, zero criteria pollutants, zero greenhouse gas is directly benefiting our customers at the sites. So, but primarily from an environmental standpoint, those are the primary drivers and more environmentally focused.
What are the cost implications if you service residents with the EV versus traditional as far as the rates? And if you went to a city and it had the entirety of the city served with the EVs, what would be the anticipated increase in rates? Do you have a sense of it would be 10, 15%, or do you have a general guideline of what the cost implications are for residents?
I don't offhand. I know there's a premium up. I'm mostly on the technical end of that, so I don't engage too much in the rate, but I know there's a premium to run the EV.
And the cost difference between your traditional?
It's about double. Yeah.
So what would that be?
So a diesel, if it's in the $400,000 to $500,000 per truck, it'd be roughly double that.
So upwards to $1 million? Yeah. Do you see generally what obstacles do you see in continuing to move in this direction? You've made a significant investment, but what are some emerging issues of concern or challenges, obstacles, and things that we could do here at AQMD to?
So I think the demand side is really, I think, the primary barrier. When people are willing to pay a premium for the EV, to have that service, it makes the business case much easier, quicker.
Colleagues, any questions or comments? Supervisor Hagman?
Just wondering from an operations standpoint, now that you have quite a bit going on, and we hear that, sometimes tires go through quicker. But it's also supposed to save on the maintenance maybe because the EVs. What's been Republic's experience so far on the operational side?
That's an easier question. Yeah, we haven't noticed any difference in tire wear on our trucks. It's been negligible, even as we scale up to 100, or 100 plus trucks, 180. We haven't noticed.
And how about, it's supposed to also be cost savings over time for, just the maintenance of the vehicles. They're simpler, and have you noticed that at all? I guess the engine plant more so on the other mechanics.
Yeah, we don't have after treatment in engines, but so there's a new set of, I guess, equipment and hardware that we have to train our technicians up. And that's been one of the hurdles, or, is training on new technology, bringing our technicians up to speed. In terms of like the wear items, this is very anecdotal, but I heard mention of brake wear. We had 2 prototypes for over 3 years, and we sent those prototypes back to the OEM with the same brake pads. So it was interesting to hear some of the, the comments about brake wear. But in terms of tire wear, we don't notice a difference statistically just yet, and we're still building, but not
Thank
quite.
you. Wayne, that's when we brought up the last committee meeting about coordinating between the workforce investment boards and some of the other dollars. That may be a great partnership with some of these manufacturers or, companies are using technology to upskill their workforce. I know that same thing like our Omnitrans and other agencies that have, the transit have the same issues of upscaling to new EV and zero emissions. That be some great suggestions to go back to my job is to bring back my workforce investment board, but also for the other counties and such.
Thank you. We'll definitely look into it.
Board Member Patia Campos.
Thank you. Thanks for the presentation. You guys service my area.
Great.
I'm wondering if your employees have also expressed any preference to the electric trucks. These are really noisy, and I imagine with it being electric, it's just easier in other aspects. I just wonder if you have any comments about that, and also if they have range anxiety, like sometimes I do when I'm driving my EV.
Yeah, great question.
How that
We were talking about that earlier. That was one of the more surprising pieces for me because I've been closely involved with the driver training. The drivers usually start skeptics, and as we get through the first few days of training, I've noticed I'd say like 95% of the drivers completely switch and they love it. Our early prototypes, we had a very far skeptic of the trucks. At the end, he would get angry when you took the truck from him. We had to displace it for about a month for some test. He was very upset about that. So they do notice less fatigue. The vibration is less. We don't have the doghouse that, the engine right next to the driver, which throws a lot of heat and a lot of vibration. So it's a lot cooler. It's quiet. It's not vibrating. I ask all the drivers at the end of the day, do you feel more invigorated or less tired? And that's been, quite a surprise at what percentage of those drivers actually do feel that or notice that. So our feedback is excellent. The driver acceptance is very good. So that's, I'd say one, if the drivers love it, then our chances of success for operating them and keeping them up and running is much higher. So it's really supported that effort to have drivers that stand behind it.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And just wondering, I didn't see LA on that list of operations, wondering if there's any plans for that.
LA,
within the city of Los Angeles. I thought on the PowerPoint where your EVs are being in operation, I didn't see.
So we're operating out of all the locations out of the LA area. I don't know if we have operations in LA proper. So yeah, sorry, yeah,
maybe the last slide.
Yeah. Yep. So we're
Yeah.
running out of these sites. But as far as like servicing Los Angeles, I don't know. But yeah.
Thank you.
Mayor McCallum.
Thank you. Question on how long do you, between charges, can the vehicle go all day on all of its routes or before it
Yeah.
needs recharging, or what's the
So
duty cycle?
the duty cycle, we run all day. We plan it that way. So before we even break ground with infrastructure, we analyze the routes that we're looking to go to, and we plan for success. So we run to make sure that the truck will run the routes. And then when we get the trucks in the field, we go back and check that. So we're scheduled to run all day without a charge. That could be 12 hours. The trucks support about a 80 to 100 mile range with about 1,200 pickups. Yeah.
They pick up and then go and dump and come back and pick up more and et cetera?
Yeah, they'll do that all day, and then they'll charge in the evening. We usually plug them in and go off peak. Yeah.
Were there any other questions or comments?
I have my hand raised, Chair.
Oh, sorry. So there's the emoji there. Mayor Lock Dawson. Sorry about that.
Thank you. Thanks, Chair, for bringing this forward. I have a question for our presenter. So we have our own trash that we use in Riverside. We have our own city-owned trash service, and we've been having trouble getting electric trash trucks because there's been such a backlog to buy them. I'm curious if you seem to be operating with them fairly widespread. Just curious, have you had trouble? Has there been a backlog with those?
No, we don't have a backlog. I'm happy to connect you with some folks, but no, we haven't really seen a backlog.
So when you put in an order, what's your time frame before you, like if you want to order an electric truck, when do you get it? Do you know?
We're about a year ahead. So we're planning a year ahead at this point, even a little bit beyond that. And that year of planning is location primarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours are taking up to 18 months, 2 years. This was after COVID and it's continued. It's been difficult, but would love to see who your supplier is and who's giving them to you. But, and also I will say, that was our experience with our drivers as well. It's less fatiguing, I think, to drive these trucks than if you've ever ridden in one of these trash trucks. It is physically very exhausting, I think, if you go the whole day in there and it's loud and everything else. So yeah, our drivers said the same. So thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, colleagues, for your questions and comments. And just to staff and to Mr. Brandon, do we see anything on the horizon that on a technology front that might bridge that cost gap of double? I think that probably the obvious challenge to really see additional opportunities where cities will embrace this and not have to pass on a potential increase on rates to residents.
Yeah, that's a good question, Chair. So we are seeing these refuse trucks coming to the Carl Moyer program and then also our VW mitigation program. Unfortunately, it doesn't address the doubling of the price of these trucks. It does provide some incentive, but it's not providing enough to account for the full doubling of the cost.
About it from a manufacturer standpoint, do we, or in your discussions, Mr. Brandon, are you hearing from manufacturers that they're working on new approaches, emerging technologies to reduce that cost? So we see any glimpse of that in the future?
Yeah, the cost is under constant scrutiny for all the reasons you've mentioned. They are investigating, some of the more costly components, cost down and opportunity for that. But yeah. So we're constantly watching that, and those could be really big enablers.
Thank you. Technology committee, if there's, from a staff perspective, opportunities for us to lean into that space and work with the manufacturers and see what challenges that they're seeing and what we can do to collaborate with them new studies or whatever it might be. It'd be great to explore that. But seeing no other questions or comments from colleagues, I believe we need to inquire if there's public comment.
Yes, but there are no hands raised.
Okay, then I'll close that public comment. And with that, we want to thank you for taking the time today to highlight what you're doing here throughout the region. I've had a chance again to visit and also ride in one of the trucks. Very quiet, and hearing that you can also collect more refuse throughout the day. So there's an efficiency advantage as well. We'll look forward to exploring opportunities to collaborate with you all in the future. And please let us know when there's anything noteworthy to provide as another update in the future. We'd welcome that.
Great. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Then we'll move on to item 5. Any other business from colleagues or staff? Okay. Then that'll move us to item 6. Do we have any other general public comment on anything that was not on the agenda?
I don't see any hands raised.
Okay, it's a little quiet today on that front, but I'm sure it'll get busier in the coming months. So we'll close that public comment. And with that, that'll complete our meeting for the day. Thank you all for staff on your side of helping us with these items. Colleagues, good to see you all here. And Mayor, good to see you as well from Riverside. Our next meeting is scheduled for Friday, February 20th at noon, and the meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.